Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video that I saw Allie Glines do, and she invited a bunch of people to basically add to this tag. So this is the 21 questions tag created once again by Allie Glines. Thank you so much, Allie. And I'm essentially just going to be answering 21 questions about makeup. So let's go. As usual, we've got our glass of wine. So the first question of the 21 questions is, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? The oldest makeup product, I have two. The one product that I have actually here with me is the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion. I've had this since 2014, maybe? 2014, 2013? I think it was like late 2013, early 2014. I've had this for 7 years. And it's fine. It's still fine. I use it every day. It's because, okay, so I bought it and then I stopped using and wearing eyeshadow for a really long time up until recently. And then I finally got back into it again and I just happened to have this. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna just keep using it because I went for years without using it, so. And there's honestly not that much left. There's like this little bit, I don't know if you can tell, there's like that little bit at the end left. So there is not much left in here, and I figured like I'm just gonna use it up because it's fine. It still works. I don't have any problem with it. The other thing that is the oldest in my collection is back in Vancouver with my parents. That is also from Urban Decay. It is the, actually it came out around the same time, to be honest. It's the, do you remember when movie tie-in like makeup products were like a big thing? And that was the year that the movie Oz the Great and Powerful came out, and Urban Decay came out with their collection of Oz the Great and Powerful. They had like the Wicked Witch themed set and then the Good Witch themed set. Well, I bought the Good Witch themed eyeshadow palette and I still have it. I don't use it. I haven't used it in a very long time, but I do still have that. So that's probably the oldest thing that I have in my entire collection. But that is back home. I don't use that anymore. I'm probably just gonna end up throwing it out next time I go home. Yeah, that's the oldest thing in my collection. Question number 2. What is my most recent makeup purchase? So again, for this one I have two. One of them is gifted. So my friend kindly gifted to me for my birthday, because I am on my no-buy, the Kaleidos and Angie Nyqvist eyeshadow palette, the Club Nebula, and I am so freaking excited. It has not reached me yet. I don't know if it's shipped yet. But that one is like technically the newest thing in my collection. It has yet to reach me, but it will be the newest thing that I own. The other thing, if we're talking about stuff that I already own and have in my collection right now, then that would probably be, these two palettes from Musée Beauty. So this is the Van Gogh and the Impressionism palettes. So these were the latest makeup products to have been added to my collection that I got in the mail. I've not yet been able to use them, but the art theme of this whole brand just really gets me and makes my heart pump so fast. I love art. I love their brand, and it's just, I just love the aesthetic. I'm weak. Question number 3. What is the first makeup product that you ever used? Probably lipstick or eyeshadow. I know I used to go through my mom's makeup kit a lot just to like play with stuff. And I just liked looking at it. I just liked to see her collection and go through all the pretty colors. Maybe foundation? Mostly that one because I did some modeling when I was 12 years old, and I did like photo shoots and stuff where I had to put makeup on. So it could have been any number of things, to be honest. It could have been foundation, lipstick, eyeshadow, mascara. I have no idea. It could have been any one of those things. But like realistically, I think probably lipstick, because even before I was 12 years old, there's no way that as like a dumb 5 or 4-year-old, I didn't go through my mom's makeup and try and eat her lipstick or something. To be honest, I should ask her about that because I'm sure she has some stories. Number 4, what is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? I used to love having a matte skin base. Like, I loved a matte primer with a matte foundation, with a matte powder, with a matte setting spray. To be honest, there was a time in my life when I had really oily skin, and at that point, yeah, that was like the in thing, was to have matte skin. And now it's just so uncomfortable, and I don't know if it's because my skin type has changed and now I'm like more dry around the sides of my face, but I can't stand having matte skin anymore. I need to have some shine. I need to have some glow. I need to feel like my skin is alive, you know? And when it's completely matte, it just feels dead. Not a fan of it anymore. Some people can really make it work, but for myself, I just don't like it. Also, contouring. The point in my makeup journey where contouring was a thing, it lasted for like 2 weeks, and then I was like, this is too much work. This just takes way too much time. It takes too long. It just takes too long. No, thank you. Number 5, a makeup trend you used to hate, but now you love. Mascara. I used to hate wearing mascara so much. I don't know why. But this was when I was 15, 16 years old, and I would wear other makeup, but I hated putting mascara on. I thought it ruined my makeup. Yeah, no, I hated mascara, and now it's one of my favorite things to put on. It's one of those things that even when I'm not wearing anything else, putting on a little bit of mascara just makes me feel that much more put together. So yeah, that's definitely something I used to hate, but now I love mascara. So number 6, what is your favorite step in your makeup routine? And I don't know. Maybe blush? I do love blush. I love adding color to my face and to my cheeks. It just brings that life back after you put your foundation on or your concealer or whatever, and you just have this pale white skin, or at least I have that pale white skin. I usually wear my foundation slightly lighter, so it just washes me out, and then adding the bronzer and the blush back into my face is just, it just brings that life back into it. It's not necessarily that it looks dead, it just looks flat, you know? You put your foundation on and everything looks kind of flat, and then you bring in your bronzer and your blush, and it just it adds that depth back into your skin. So that's probably my favorite 2 steps in my routine, is the bronzer and the blush. I don't know if I could choose between them because I love them both equally. Although I will say that even when I don't bronze, I always blush, and it's not necessarily the other way around. So blush a little bit more than bronzing, but I do love bronzing as well. Number 7, what is a makeup product that you cannot live without? Probably lips or blush. I'm trying to think of those products that even on days when I'm not wearing anything else are just a good one and done thing. And a good lipstick always makes me feel more put together regardless of whether I'm wearing any other makeup. Same thing with blush. It just brings that life back into my face. Another thing I really like is brows as well. I love a strong brow. And mascara is not even on this list. As much as I like mascara, it's not necessary. I love the way some of my makeup look without mascara. So yeah, lips, blush, or brows. Number 8, what sparked your love of makeup? My mom, probably. Again, going through all of her makeup and looking at all the pretty colors and screwing around with it, because I doubt any of the looks that I created when I was that young were any good. For me, makeup has kind of become an extension of my artistic expression, because I've always sort of been an artist. I've loved to draw, I love to paint, I love just expressing myself creatively. Drawing, painting, writing. I wasn't so much of a poet, but anything that required a creative expression, I was 100% into. Crafting, knitting, singing, music, movie making, photography. It was just, I was all in it. So makeup just kind of became another extension of that creative arm. Yeah, I kind of dabble in all of these sort of artistic endeavors, and makeup just became one of those things. Number 9, what is the worst makeup look that you've ever done? I'm trying to think of any looks that I've had. I don't think, because I've thought about this before, I don't think there's been any specific look that I thought was the worst I've ever done, but I do believe there was a specific aesthetic that I used to subscribe to that, looking back on it now, I don't think suited me very well. And it's something that I think suits so many other people, and that when I see other people wear this aesthetic, I think they look fantastic. Whenever I wear it, I'm not a fan. And that is the bold eye with the bold lip. I do not like how I look with a bold eye and a bold lip. It's just, I feel like it overpowers my face, and I feel like I'm just drowning in color and in makeup, and I just don't like it. I like either the bold eye or the bold lip, not both. Because I have this even now where I try to do it where I'll do a bold eye and I was like, oh, I have like a berry toned eye, so I'm going to put on like a deep berry lip because it'll go well together. And then I put it on and I'm like, I just don't like something about this. There's just something I really dislike. And I always end up taking the lip off and putting on like a more nude lip. So yeah, I think that's a lot of the pictures that I find I don't like the way that I look in are that bold eye with the bold lip. And again, I love how other people look with it. Like people with like a thick eyeliner and a bright bold lip. I'm like, oh, that looks so good. How do you pull that off when I hate how I look in that? I don't understand it, but I can appreciate others without wanting to do it myself. So yeah, bold eye, bold lip, not for me. The worst thing was that I did that look for my prom. Like I'll put up a picture of it right here, but yeah, this was my prom look in 2011 whenever I graduated, whenever I actually had my prom. I did a bold lip with a boldish eye. There was still makeup on my eyes. Looking back on it, I'm like, I should have foregone the bold lip. I really should have. Because I took a bunch of pictures without the bold lip, and I love how I look in those pictures, but then I put the bold lip on and I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I don't like it anymore, so my bad. Number 10, what is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? For me, it's the opposite of what I just said. It's the natural eye with the bold lip, specifically the natural eye with the bold lip. Literally, when I just put mascara on and I wear a bright red lip, it's some of my favorite looks that I've ever had, I've ever taken pictures of. I absolutely love how I look with just a bold red lip and just mascara on my eyes and nothing else. And I love how my face looks with a natural eye and a bold lip. I just love it. Or like a dark mauve shadow, like a smoky mauve eyeshadow. That I love as well. And then just like a natural nude lip. So good. Number 11, what is your favorite drugstore makeup item? And I have two. One is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Beige. I love this so much, and for like, it's funny because I didn't like it at first. I thought it was making me break out, and then I tried it again, and I don't know why it doesn't make me break out anymore, but it's just so natural on the face. It doesn't dry down the way the other one, the original Camo Concealer, does. Like, because you had like 0.5 of a millisecond to actually spread it out. Otherwise, you just had a patch on your face. This is different. This is way easier to spread and blend out. And it's just, the consistency is a lot nicer. It feels and looks like skin. It's not drying. It's just really, really nice, and it doesn't crease. Like, this by far is one of the best concealers I've ever tried. It just sits so nicely on the skin. I love it. The second is the Quo bronzing powder. I love this bronzer so much. This one is in the shade Warm Honey Glow 1. So this is a kind of sparkly illuminating bronzer, and it's really nice to put on top of other bronzers as like a kind of, to add a luminance to the face. Quo is a brand that you find at Shoppers Drug Mart if you're here in Canada. I don't believe this is sold anywhere outside of Canada. I think you can only find it at Shoppers Drug Mart. But yeah, if you're in the market to try a new drugstore bronzer and you're here in Canada, definitely pick one of these up. I love them so much. Number 12, what is your favorite splurge item? I'm cheating for so many of these. I have two again, technically three. My first one is my great love, the Melt Amor Eterno collection, or just the eyeshadow palettes. I didn't buy the whole thing. But these are just, words cannot express how beautiful these are. Like, it's wild how gorgeous these palettes are. I can't even. The most basic of basic bitches in me can't even. They're just so pretty. Like, not only are the eyeshadow palettes themselves just beautiful. Here, I'll open them up so you can see. That's Muerte and Vida. But yes, not only are the palettes themselves, like the eyeshadow is beautiful, but the packaging, and I've said this so many times, when I'm done with these palettes, when I've panned them to hell, this artwork is just going up on my wall. I'm putting it in a frame and it's going up on my wall. If there was anything in my whole makeup collection that you would say, if you were in a burning fire and you could grab one thing, it would be these. I count these as one thing because they're a pair. They're together, and there's no separating them. There's just no separating them. The second kind of splurge item is the M Cosmetics Faded Clementine blush. This is just such a universal blush, and it's so beautiful. Like, I was not an orange blush person until I bought this blush. And I consider this a splurge item because the shipping and the customs, like the duty fees for this, were so expensive. So expensive. It's just expensive to try and get this shit in Canada. So this is one of my favorite splurges because it's so beautiful. I use it so often and I always love how it looks on my face. It's just magical. It has a Heaven's Glow. The aptly named Heaven's Glow Faded Clementine Blush. Perfect name. It gives you a heavenly glow. Amazing. Number 13, what is your most repurchased makeup item? And for me, that has to be this whole Peach Perfect, this whole Peach Perfect collection from Too Faced. I've bought these a few times because I used to swear by them back in my oily girl days when I thought I had oily skin, but in actuality, I just had really dehydrated skin. And I thought matte skin was the way to go, so I kept buying these thinking that that's what worked for my skin. And also because they smell amazing. Like, I love the smell of these. They're so nice. The peach flavor, like, please give me more of this smell, but in not your matte formula, please, Too Faced. I love smelling them. They just smell so nice. And they also came in a set, and they keep reselling the set like every year around the time when I needed to repurchase them. So I just kept rebuying them. And they came with the Better Than Sex mascara, and that's why I've kept rebuying this as well, even though I don't like it. But it's just cheaper to get it in a set, you know? But yeah, this is my most repurchased set of makeup, is this Peach Perfect. Oh no. We're keeping going with the pattern. I have a reputation to uphold, dropping things. But yeah, this collection, most repurchased. Number 14, what is your earliest makeup memory? My earliest makeup memory is probably modeling. Yeah, it was modeling when I was 12 years old, is having to put makeup on at 12 years old and get in front of a camera and take a whole bunch of pictures, and I'll put some up here. These are like photos of photos, so apologies for the shitty quality. But yeah, these are some of the pictures that I took when I was 12 years old and thought myself a model. I never actually got any work. I went to like a modeling convention and they were really interested in my sister because she's like this dark, deep brunette, gorgeous beauty. At one point, I think at this modeling convention, they told me that I was not thin enough. And I was quite thin. I was a size like 0 or 00 at 12 years old. And I was basically like, well, fuck you then. Bye. But yeah, that career never worked out for me or my sister. We tried, but it didn't work out. And bless my parents for supporting us the way that they did. They've always been our loudest cheerleaders. Number 15, what is your favorite place to shop for makeup? For me, it has to be Sephora. I just like the vibe in there. I just like going in there and chatting to the employees. It's a fun place to be. I like looking at all the products, and usually I buy more stuff than I go in there looking to buy, but I just enjoy the vibe. I enjoy the vibe of Sephora, and I like shopping online. Online, I'll do like indie shops. I like being able to browse freely online. I don't like going into stores and being like stuck behind people trying to get through aisles, and it's just stressful. So online over in person any day, but I do enjoy the vibe of Sephora and I like going in there. Number 16, what is the most underrated makeup product that you own? For me, it has to be these two. I don't know why people don't like these. I love them so much. Like, I thought the color stories were perfect for both of these. Like, look how perfect. Look how perfect these are for both characters. Like, they really nailed these color stories, especially Elsa's. Actually, you know what? Both of these are such a unique color story. Like, I haven't seen these before, and I don't, like, people were ragging on them for not being good quality or being, like, boring, but I loved them. I loved them so much, and I get a lot of good use out of them, and I love every single look I create with them. I think they're so special and so unique, and I adore these palettes. I think they deserved way more hype than they got. Two other palettes that I believe deserved so much more hype than they actually got was the Ace Beauté Vintage Dawn and Scarlet Dusk palettes. These are phenomenal. These are just amazing, and the color stories of both of these are absolutely inspired. I absolutely love them so much. Like, the Dawn and Dusk descriptors for them are absolutely perfect. Like, this is the Dawn one, this is the Dusk one. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful, and they go on your eyes like a dream. They're so beautifully pigmented and easy to blend out. Like, I love Ace Beauté's formula. I've heard a lot of people say that they've given them mixed reviews, that they're not that easy to blend out, that from palette to palette their formula kind of changes, but these are the only really like experience that I've had with Ace Beauté, and I was super impressed. I love these palettes so much. They're gorgeous. Number 17, what's the most overrated makeup product that you own? The Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. It's just not as good as people think it is. It's just really not. It's okay. I'm wearing it right now just to use this up because this is old. It's okay. It flakes a lot. I don't like that. It flakes. It's okay. It's meh. It's whatever. It's not as good as people make it out to be. It really isn't. Number 18, what is a discontinued makeup product that you wish would come back? I won't show it again, but the Melt Amor Eterno collection, just for the sake of other people, because I know a lot of people wanted to get their hands on it that they couldn't. So that'd be nice for them to bring that back so that more people could just discover the majesty that is that whole collection. The second thing that I wish that I would come back so that I could try it, because I've heard so many people going on about it, is the ABH Amrezy highlighter. I want to try that so badly. Like, so many people were raving about it and still rave about it and say that they want it to come back. I'm just so curious what this highlighter looked like and whether I would like it. I just want to try it for the sake of trying it. Number 19, where do you go for makeup inspiration? I have multiple places. I'll go on YouTube and search up a palette that I'm quite inspired to use, and I'll see other creators make looks with them and try and like follow along with their tutorials and like listen to what they say, because it just feels like I'm doing my makeup with somebody else in the room. I'll also go on Instagram, and I have a bunch of like saved posts from people that have used like eyeshadow palettes that I have that I could get inspiration from. I also have a huge Pinterest board full of like makeup posts that I sometimes go in for inspiration for. Yeah, those are my main three: YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. Questions number 20 and 21 are actually questions that I answered in one of my previous videos. I'll link it up top there. It's the Your Makeup 2020 tag. Question number 20 is, what do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? And my answers are pretty much still the same. I want to see less oversaturation and less releases from any individual brands. I don't want to see any more release after release after release from the same company, because it's like, I'm not interested in keeping up anymore. Like, I wanted to keep up for so long, like for several months since I got back into makeup, I've been just working on keeping up. I just kind of want to spend time with what I have, you know, and like really get to appreciate those things. So yeah, I don't want to see any more oversaturation. I don't want to see any more pressed glitters, and I don't want to see any more narrow shade ranges. I think I also said I don't want to see any more non-cruelty free brands, but that's a whole other issue in and of itself, because with that comes a whole plethora of different conversations. That's another video. That's for another video. Well, we'll save that one. And question number 21, what do you hope to see more of in makeup's future? And my answers again are pretty much the same. I want to see more thoughtfulness and intent behind product releases. I don't want any more product after product after product after product without thinking about what they are. Products for product's sake. I don't want any more of that. I want thought put into a makeup release, so that way when I see it, I can be like, oh yeah, that's intentional. There's intent behind that. Like, I could see what someone was thinking rather than, oh, no one was thinking at all. Do you get what I mean? I want to see more brand responsibility. When your brand owner does something shitty, there should be consequences tied to that. I don't want to see any more covering up of shitty actions from shitty people. Brand responsibility. When you make a mistake, own up to it. Don't give shitty excuses. Just be like, yeah, we messed up and we know that. I want to see those kind of genuine responses, and I want to see accountability. I want to see responsibility with releasing less stuff for people to consume, but I also want to see people be more responsible about what they are consuming, and myself included, because I'm guilty of this overconsumption. My whole year has basically been about overconsumption, and the whole point of my no-buy year this year is to kind of curb that habit. So yeah, I want to see more responsibility from other consumers, just being aware of what overconsumption does to you and also to the planet, because it's not healthy and it's not sustainable. Even though I love beautiful things, I love to buy things, and I love stuff. I love things and I love stuff. And it's easy to just keep accumulating those things because the way that society is basically built is encouraging us to bring more things into our lives. That's the way that the system has been designed. So yeah, I just want to step away from that and see more people do the same. And finally, I want to see smaller, more curated collections of makeup. Smaller palettes with unique and very curated color stories. Things that we haven't seen before, or if we have seen them before, things that we haven't seen in a long time. Let's turn some of these trends on their heads. I don't want to see any more neutrals with a pop of blue or neutrals with a pop of green. I'm not interested in that anymore. Give me blue with a pop of neutral. Like I said in my previous video, give me blue with a pop of neutral, or yellow with a pop of purple, or like just something different, you know, just something that we haven't quite seen before, that we haven't seen in a long time. My light is dying on top of my camera, but I guess that's a good place to stop it. That's been all 21 questions for me. Allie, if you're watching this, thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for creating this tag. It was a lot of fun to answer these questions. I go more in depth about what I want to see more of and less of in Makeup's future in my previous video, the Your Makeup 2020 tag. So once again, I'll link that up there. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, the subscribe button is down below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's happening in the world right now, a lot of different causes that need your help. So I'll link some of those down below. Stay educated, stay informed. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.